Welcome back to Let's Play Neverwinter Nights 2 Mask of the Betrayer. This is Big Los. And we rested up, we put all the buffs back on, and now we're gonna throw all this stuff into the greater magic bag that we're not going to use, that we might sell later. Let's give this inflict critical wounds to Kaylin, just in case she needs it. And we took out the cloak versus chaos and this longbow to give to her. Then we'll give these lightning arrows to her as well. We'll have her put on the cloak versus chaos. It'll give her some AC deflection in case some chaotic creatures attack her. I mean, we really don't have any other types of cloaks to give her right now. So let's go on out and face Okku and his spirit army. Let us pause a moment and consider our next course of action. I do not think we should simply rush into this blindly. Okay, don't worry, I remember. Attack the army first, listen for you to call out, then attack Okku. I am touched. Your memory is sharp. Let us see if our weapons can match it. Okay, so there was some more dialogue there, but it's all stuff that we heard before. Or that we read before, I should say. So, I forgot to put on the Skin of Shadow. So, I guess we'll do that right now, and then we'll have Gann, I guess, do Cat's Grace on himself. Just in case. And then, why don't we do an Elemental Swarm? That way he won't have to waste a turn summoning it in battle. It'll already be there.
Well now.
Alright, I think we're ready to go and have a chat with this spirit bearer. What's up, bear?
So you are brave after all. Wood and stone would not have kept us from you. But it is good that the innocent are spared my army's rage. This can be ended quickly if you like. Present your neck. It will fit snugly between my teeth, and we all can return to our dreams.
I think I'd rather not, actually.
In your place, I would show my belly and let my allies be spared. You do not know what you are, not yet. If you did, you might ask me to kill you. Better that you never learn. Now we have spoken enough. I will live in a world that is free of you, or I will die and dream no more.
Very well, let's fight and be done with this.
Good. Talk is for sparrows and chattering apes. Tonight, you will lay in the Cavern of Runes, and there you will stay.
Dig to X.
Alright. So, what we want to do is we want to take out the surrounding army. So we're going to summon a Mordenkainen sword. Let's have Kaylin summon a Planetar over there. Now, the reason I want to take out as much of the surrounding army as possible is because I want all the essences that they drop. And we'll have the captain go over here. We're not going to attack Okku directly. We're going to attack these spirits shooting bows at us. Whoa. Somebody did 420 damage. That must have been Sophia doing that. Well, that was a quick kill. And on Dryads, yes, we can do critical hits. Oh, man. Well, I guess we should have a resurrection. I guess we'll have to be more careful in the future. We'll have to be more mindful on how much damage we're taking. Alright, so come on over here and... Alright, I guess I wasn't paying too much attention to how much damage I was taking. Just goes to show you shouldn't be cocky when you're dealing with these... Oh. Oh, good job, Shafia. You killed another one. Okay. Looks like there's two guys here, so... And looks like we're getting some critical hits on them. Untitled Spirits.
Of course.
Okay. I guess because they're fey, not really undead creatures. Alright. Looks like Sophia's on top of things, casting her spells. Oh, there goes one of the elementals. Okku is weakened, finish him. Okay, at this point, we could kill him if we wanted to. However, I'm not done taking out the surrounding army. There's a dryad over here who's done a wild shape. Kind of like a druid. Seems to have increased her hit points by a lot. And we're not doing as much damage as we could. We'll have Kaylin attack these other ones. Captain, why did you stop attacking that bear? At least we're doing more damage on those things. Oh.
Enough. I heal. Hurry, little one. Take a blade. Tear out my throat.
You were never my enemy. I came here to make peace with you, not to end your life.
No, you must finish me. Do it fast before...
What?
This is the same as what happened in the barrow, when you consumed the spirit wolf.
What is that? It felt like a backlash, a whip across my mind.
Stop this attack. Whatever you're doing, you're feeding on his spirit, siphoning it.
The presence inside you. It wakes.
What is this?
Emptiness. Hunger. Forgive me. I tried to stop you.
Okay, at this point, this is the part where the game diverges dramatically. However, we're going to go down the good path, so resist the hunger and try to force it back.
You held back your hunger. Last time it seemed beyond your control.
You spared me, little one. Once before, a spirit eater spared my life. I remember a lake of groaning ice, a man standing over me in triumph, and a hunger withheld in mercy.
Spirit Eater? Why do you call me that?
Because that is what you are. I knew it when you walked out of my barrow, but I didn't know you had the will to fight what you are. I swore an oath, little one, to serve the Spirit Eater who spared my life long ago and help him end his curse. A simple oath, but I must have failed. Your curse was the proof of my shame. So now I swear the same to you.
First, tell me everything you know about this curse.
Memories fail me, little friend. I was alive in those days. It is like asking the river to remember the snow that gave it birth. I remember my oath and the scent of your hunger. These were strong in my mind when I laid down in my barrow to die. And I know I paid a price for helping the man who spared my life, for letting him share my grave, but I do not remember what it was.
But what is this hunger?
That I do not know. It is not a matter of remembering. I do not think I ever knew. But I know it will kill you, little friend. It will devour you from within, as it did that other spirit eater, the one who spared my life.
I accept your oath, Okku, and I welcome your friendship.
I can only travel with you if one of these others stays behind.
I don't think I want to leave anybody. No, I don't want to leave anyone behind.
As you like, little one. I'll slumber here until you return. But these beasts shall have no king. Not until my oath is kept. Let them go back to my barrow and dream.
We're drawing a crowd at the gate. While it pains me to say it, we should probably seek counsel with the witches.
Alright, so we got 4,000 XP for that. Now, we did get a new character to assist us, so let's have a word with Gann.
I was wondering what that absence was in you when we first met. Now I know what it is. It's hunger. It's so intense I can barely feel you behind it. It's primal, and it feels old. An old hunger indeed.
Do you know anything about this power I have?
You mean your curse? I know a little about it. Spirit legends only. Spirit eating is a curse that sometimes arises in Rashomon. A spirit eater walks the land, feeding on others to sustain its life.
What happens to these spirit eaters?
Hunted down, killed. Sometimes they simply vanish, never to be heard from again. They are enemies of this land, of the spirits. As you found with Okku, the spirit world will rise against this curse, trying to kill it or contain it before it does more harm. The curse of these spirit eaters is their hunger. It grows and grows, and if they can't feed, their own power is said to devour them.
Is there a cure for this curse?
I have never heard of one. Whatever this curse is, it runs deep and strong, and nothing known to me can cure it. You should seek out ones wiser than I.
How long has this been going on?
For as long as the spirits can remember, which for some of them is a very long time. Time is measured differently for beasts, and for deathless ones at that. But I will say that Okku remembered you, and that is a long time indeed.
Let's see, I had questions for you.
Of course. Ask what you will, and I will do my best to answer.
You look uneasy. Are you alright?
Uneasy? Perhaps a bit. For one who barters with spirits such as I, having you around is an uneasy thing, yes. It's like attempting to negotiate with a merchant, while having a merchant-devouring beast standing next to you. It makes things more difficult, or easier, depending on the conversation. Also, in our battle with Okku, something changed. There is a new depth to you, to your dreams, that has been awakened.
What? Why?
I am not certain of the cause of this, but where once your mind was a mirror, now you have an undertow that was not present before. A mirror to a flowing river, as it were. I think your dreams will be stronger, and that is interesting.
Okay, I had questions for you.
Of course. Ask what you will, and I will do my best to answer.
What do you think of Sophia?
I do not know if Sophia speaks to herself, or if another Sophia, a small spirit, speaks to her. But it is a question only she can resolve. Perhaps it is her conscience that whispers to her. But red wizards are said to have that stripped from them at a young age. She is a thing of puzzle pieces, to be certain, and so finely decorated with tracings and tattoos, the best part of the red wizard's contribution to culture.
I had questions for you.
Of course. Ask what you will, and I will do my best to answer.
What do you think of Kaylin?
There are those who have lazy dreams. Dreams that come to them only when their eyes are closed and the hearth fire enfolds them. And there are those whose dreams are an icy wind, a whip crack across their souls that visit them in the waking hours. These dreams drive their actions, drive them ever onwards until their dream is a reality.
You sound almost afraid of her.
It is good to fear those who are driven in such a way. With them the dream wind travels, and the whiplash extends its reach to all who believe in such a one. Our songbird. I think she will need the power of her voice in the days to come, and perhaps sooner than we all think.
I have questions for you.
Of course. Ask what you will, and I will do my best to answer.
Any thoughts on Okku?
Old Father Bear? Okku is a preening beast for certain. He was not always the garish colors you see there. In times past, his coat ran thick with the blood of enemies of other beast kings.
That doesn't seem to be the color of his hide now.
In touching the dream, by sleeping through the long winter of the Age of Faith, he has changed. The dream has touched him, and where once his coat was matted with blood, now color bleeds from it. Okku is an awkward, grumpy creature. But when you have his loyalty, even death itself may hesitate to come for you.
Let's see, I have questions for you.
Of course. Ask what you will, and I will do my best to answer.
Anything else? No, never mind. Alright, let's talk to Sophia.
Yes?
I believe so.
The hunger within you grows. No wonder the Bear King was so zealous in hunting you down. I am curious, what is it like being a spirit eater of Rashemi legend?
Well, it's a mixed blessing, I guess.
I only ask because I recall reading some of the Academy's texts on Rashemi spirit eaters. When you've read a lot about a legend on parchment, it's always fascinating to meet that legend in the flesh.
Yeah, well, I'm a very fascinating legend in the flesh.
Yes, I suppose that was a poor choice of words. I only meant to say...
That I'm extremely handsome?
No, I simply meant to say...
That I'm extremely handsome and also modest. Unbelievably modest.
No, yes. Well, no, but you're incorrigible, do you know that? Anyway, the books I read said nothing about the Spirit Eater being an insufferable flirt.
Really? Well, what sort of things did those texts tell you about Spirit Eaters?
Rashemi folklore is handed down by word of mouth. Very little of it is written down. Still, a few rumors were overheard by Thayan scholars and penned for curiosity's sake, so keep in mind I'm hardly an expert on this topic. Did you have a specific question in mind?
What exactly is a Spirit Eater?
The Rashemi used the term Spirit Eater as reference to both a curse and the bearer of that curse. The Spirit Eater curse allegedly devours its host from within. The stories describe the process as rather painful, to say the least. According to legend, there have been numerous victims of this curse, though the legends differ on whether or not there is more than one bearer of the curse at any one time.
Do you have any idea how this happened to me?
All the stories suggest that becoming a Spirit Eater is the result of a curse. Some rumors suggest this curse is bestowed by a witch, others say it's the result of an amoral life, and yet other rumors suggest the curse is transmitted from one Spirit Eater to the next, like an illness. Sadly, there is little consensus on the matter.
Okay. Did those texts say anything about a cure?
Actually, no. In all the stories I read, the bearer of the curse rapidly went insane and died rather quickly.
Sounds bad. But thank you for telling me the truth.
I will always try my best to give you the truth as I know it, even if it is not what you wish to hear.
Okay. What can I do about this hunger?
As the name would suggest, devouring spirits appears to sate the hunger. For a time. I have no advice for you, aside from the obvious. Be careful in your choice of prey. Much the way food nourishes one's body, I think it's safe to assume that the spirits you devour will nourish this presence within you. Feeding it poorly is certainly a risk not worth taking.
Okay. Should we...
As the name would suggest, devouring spirits appears to... I have no advice
did
for
this
you,
already.
aside from the obvious. Much the way food nourishes one's body, I think it's safe to assume that the
all right, let's
spirits
talk
you
about something else.
What's on your mind?
Let's see. Can you tell me about enchanting items with essences? Oh, this isn't voice acted? Oh, crap. Essences are needed to craft magical wares. Should you gather enough essence to craft something useful, you're welcome to use my enchanter's satchel to make whatever you wish. Okay, I have questions about our companions.
Yes?
What do you think of Gann?
Those who speak overmuch of the value of dreams usually want to sell you something. That being said, I suggest you put at least some trust in him, if only because he responds well to blunt honesty. I grew up around unscrupulous red wizards. I know that a true liar wants to be lied to in return.
What are your thoughts on Kaelin?
That servant of... I've never trusted people of faith. They live their lives divorced from reason. Kaelin is no exception. You can hear in her voice a terminal innocence. If you told her that faith would feed her, she'd happily starve to death and die in prayer. But you should disregard my prejudice toward the faithful. I trust her, and so should you. She is, in her very blood, a creature of devotion and integrity.
Okay, what are your feelings on Okku traveling with us?
When we first met Okku, he was still half slumbering, and his form then was just a hint of his true self. He is a very powerful manifestation of the land. Spirits like him, well, the wizards at the Academy would trade their eyes for the power to bind a spirit like Okku. The fact that he has pledged himself to you is a surprising turn of events. He is as loyal as a mother bear, and as violent if betrayed. Treat him with respect. I don't want to have to fight him again.
Shouldn't be that bad. Alright, that's all I need to know for now. Talk to Kaelin.
Are you all right?
Is there some reason you're looking at me like that?
When your spirit powers emerged against the bear god, I felt drawn to you, as if your hunger was testing my spirit as well. You need to learn more about this curse, and soon. I fear for you, for all of us, if your power grows further.
Can you petition Ilmater to help me?
I do not know. Much of the curses of ancient Rashomon are difficult to heal, and your affliction is something new to me. Judging from your power, I do not think Ilmater could help beyond your symptoms. I feel that there is something larger at work here.
Very well then. I'll need to seek help elsewhere then.
Perhaps the witches of Rashomon might know more about this curse. I would advise seeking them out. I would only feed when necessary. To inflict your curse on others does not seem just.
Well, let's see. There must be some balance I can achieve with this hunger. Some way to control and suppress it. If you do any of these others, I think you lose influence with her.
That is the most we can hope for at the moment, it seems. More knowledge of its origins should help. From there, we can establish a plan of attack to free you from this.
Let's see. Never mind. Let's move on. We'll ask you questions later.
Might I have a moment of your time? The more I travel with you, the more you surprise me with your agreeable qualities.
Oh, really? Likewise. The more I travel with you, the more I enjoy your company. Huh.
I see great potential in you. Had you come to my academy as a prospective student, you would have made an excellent, if not unorthodox, pupil. I would like to share with you arcane lore that my mother taught me when I was young.
Does this have anything to do with what you've already been teaching me?
Yes, though I think of it as an advanced course of study. During our travels on foot and our idle hours setting camp, I will train you, sharpen your memory, your focus, your will. Consider it a gift of our friendship. Now, shall we be off?
Based on Sophia's influence status with you, Devoted, you have gained the influence-based feat, Devotion of the Red Wizard, giving you a bonus to your intelligence and strengthening any spells you cast. Alright, thank you. Let's move on. And now our intelligence has gone up to 26, increasing our modifier to +8, which gives us an extra point of damage, and improves our skills that we use, like lore. See, the Devotion of the Red Wizard adds +2 to intelligence and +4 to saves, but we also have these other feats. Since we are now the Spirit Eater, we have Provoked Spirits, which turns regular friendly spirits into hostile spirits in order for us to attack them and possibly devour them. So we're going to put that in our quick keys. Then we have this Suppress ability. Unfortunately, you can use this once per day, and you can't use it if you've already devoured something today. But when you do use it, it lowers your craving. If you haven't noticed, there is a meter on the left side of the screen by the minimap. The vertical bar shows how much spirit energy you have, and the horizontal bar shows your craving. And the higher the craving, the more that your spirit energy will go down. And when your spirit energy goes down enough, you'll suffer penalties. And if it goes down all the way, you die. And we'll go over all the penalties in a second. Yeah, we are the Spirit Eater, and this is a really important one, the Devour Spirit feat. Because from now on, we're going to have to use this to maintain that spirit bar to an adequate level. And this is not a good one. This is Satiate. If your spirit energy is all the way down and there's no spirits around, as a last resort, use this thing, but it will cost you XP. And you could possibly lose a level. So we'll put our wands into this second menu, the second page in our menu of quick keys. And wait, whoa. Is that a leftover from the original campaign? I guess so. Okay. And we're going to get another Spirit Eater related feat. So our spirit energy right now is 98. It was 100. But this is what happens if it goes down. Stage 1, -1 to all abilities, 5% vulnerability to piercing, bludgeoning, and slashing damage. Stage 2, -2 to all abilities, 2% of total HP, plus 1d4 damage every 10 rounds. 10% damage vulnerability to piercing, bludgeoning, and slashing damage. And then Stage 3, -4 to all abilities, 5% of max HP plus 1d6 damage every 10 rounds, 25% damage vulnerability to piercing, bludgeoning, and slashing damage. Then Stage 4, -6 to all abilities, 10% of max HP plus 1d6 damage every 10 rounds, 50% damage vulnerability to piercing, bludgeoning, and slashing damage. Stage 5, -10 to all abilities, 5% of max HP plus 1d3 damage every round, 90% damage vulnerability, and Stage 6 is dead. And as you can see, our craving is pretty low, but the more spirits that you consume, the higher it goes. So you have to strike a balance. So let's grab all of these bags. And we'll grab all the essences that were dropped from the battle. And we're going to go talk to Okku in the beginning of the next episode, because the time for this one has gotten pretty up there due to us talking to the rest of our companions. Now you can add Okku as a companion. If you devoured a spirit, then you would have a chance later to add another companion called One of Many, and you would get him at the Haunted Furnace. Instead, we're going to go to the Haunted Furnace and do something different. Instead of getting the One of Many companion, this is Big Los signing off. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and Tengo un buen dia.